Hi there, it's Jen, and I'm back with another process video for you. I'm using the October Scraptastic Hard Erases Kit and add-on. Here I'm showing you a few of the things that I'll be using, or that I think I'll be using. I'm going to really feature this chickenity kind of sunburst paper, and I apologize because I can't remember what it's called. But I'm going to cut it into strips. I saw somebody do this online where they cut sunburst paper into strips and layered them on the paper, and it was really super cute. So I'm kind of replicating that, and I apologize because I don't remember exactly who it was who did that, but it might be on my Pinterest boards. I'll have to go check it out. So I'm just cutting those into about 1-inch strips. Maybe they're 3/4 of an inch. I think so. And then I'm just going to arrange them on my layout, and I'm going to fiddle with these quite a lot in deciding how I want this to go. I know I want my photos to kind of be at that center point where all of those bursts of color come together. So I'm trying to decide exactly where I want to put it. So for a minute here, I think I'm going to put that at the bottom, so everything's kind of bursting up from the bottom of the page. But when I put my photos on it, I kind of realized that they're going to be kind of low on the page, but I'm going to go ahead with this idea for a little while and even glue it down a little bit. So you'll see me do that here. So while I'm gluing all of this down, I just wanted to remind you all about my 500 subscriber giveaway. If you haven't heard already, I did a video maybe like 3 or 4 videos ago about my 500 subscriber challenge and prize. I think it's an awesome prize, so go check it out. The challenge is to use punches, and there have been a bunch of entries filtering in, and I've been loving seeing everyone's pages with it, and there's been some Project Life pages and stuff as well. So that's been really fun to watch those pages come in. So if you haven't already, be sure to enter if you'd like to be a part of that, and I would love to see what you have to create. And yeah, so again, I'm just fiddling with these stupid little papers. I'm going to move them around so much, and I'm being really particular about how far apart they are and making sure it's really even and all of that. So because they're strips and it's really linear, it's kind of important for me to have them be equally spaced, I guess. I don't know. But so yeah, I'm going to fiddle around with those for a little bit. And sorry, I'm trying to remember what I've already said. This is the second time I've done the voiceover, because the first time the volume was really low on the recording, and so if you don't mind just letting me know if there is a problem with the audio, if it's too quiet for you, if you would just let me know in the comments below, that would be awesome. I don't want it to be too quiet. So anyway, so I went and took the paper to my sewing machine, and I sewed down all the strips. And here what you see me doing is pulling the threads from the front through to the back. Oftentimes I'll leave threads. This would have been a lot of threads to leave hanging on the front. Just kind of wasn't the look I was going for this particular layout. And I didn't want to just cut them off on the front either, so I pulled them through to the back. I do that most times. And then I'm just securing the threads with some washi tape, and then I will trim the excess. And I just used white thread. I usually just keep the white thread on my sewing machine, and then occasionally I'll switch it out for gold or black or something like that, but 98% of the time I use white thread. So now I'm just trimming off the excess thread, and then you'll see I really love the way that this looks when it's finished. So I've got them all stitched down, and then what I'm going to do is rough up the edges. So I'm going to kind of pull up all of the edges, and as I'm pulling them up, I'm kind of using my fingernail to scratch along the edges to give it a little bit of texture. And I really like the way that that turned out. So I guess it didn't really matter if I got these exactly right, because when I roughed up the edges and pulled them up, you can't tell. I mean, they look. It wouldn't have mattered if they were exactly right. You can't tell anyway. So whatever though. So now I'm just kind of placing my photos there, and I know that they're going to get lost in that background if I don't anchor them somehow on something. So I'm using a piece of that charcoal paper that came in the kit to anchor my photos, and that piece was too small, so I'm cutting another piece. And I'm letting the photos hang off the top of it a little bit. And I thought I was going to add a little piece of that Chamel orangey red paper with all of the handwritten words on it, but it just wasn't standing out enough against the background, so I ditched that. And so now I'm just looking through my papers to see if there's something else that will work, and I really wanted one of those words to work with this page, but any of the words that worked on that Studio Calico paper they weren't the right color. So I'm pulling out my orangey red, they're called orange, stickers from Fancy Pants, and I've tried to use these for titling on a couple of different layouts, and they haven't ended up working out, so I'm determined to get them on this layout. My title is going to be Jump, and now I'm going through some of the other pieces in the kit to see if I can make any of those work. And I have only used one of those Heidi Swap glitter word stickers, and so I'm going to pull out the one that says Insta Love and use that right above the jump. And then I thought I would use a doily, but it ends up just being too much. It was too distracting against that background. I really want the background to shine, so what I end up doing is just clustering everything really tightly to the photos so that the background can really shine. I am pulling out a bunch of different things. You can see that I've got some cut aparts, some of the print and cuts. I've got some stickers from both the Fancy Pants sticker sheet and the Teresa Collins 9 & Company sticker sheet. And I'm just pulling out whatever I think might work, and then I'm going through my Chickanity Scrumptious die cuts. There's a whole bunch of them, and I pull out a few that might work, as well as the Chickanity Scrumptious enamel stars. And now I'm just going to, I think I'm going to adhere the photos now. So because the background is so linear, but the sunburst is kind of fun, and I decided that it would be nice to kind of offset the photos a little bit, so I did them a little bit ski-wampus. If that's a word, I think it is, maybe. That jump just wasn't looking right to me, just directly on half on the photo and half on that background, and so I cut a piece of that Chamel paper, the one that has the aqua words and hearts on the back, and then it has this calendar on the front, or I guess that might be the back, whatever. I'm going to layer that behind the photos just a little bit, so that it's just poking out the side, and I'm going to put a piece to the right as well, and I like the way that looks better. It's kind of a minor change, but I don't know, it made a difference to me. So I'm just putting down the word jump, and then I am definitely going to use that sticker that says happiness. That kind of orangey red is what I want to focus on. I keep saying orangey red. There might be a better word for that color, but you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I kind of want that to be my main accent color, so I've got a couple of things pulled out that I can use that go with that color. Just putting down that Heidi Swap sticker. And then I'm trying to see if I can make some of these enamel stars work, but they end up not working. And that Chamel paper was getting a little bit lost to me, so I decided to outline it a couple of times with my gray Le Pen journaling pen. And I like it better now. And I just realized I'd never outlined the little piece of that same paper that's poking out on the right, so I'll have to go back and do that. I'm sticking down that photo cluster with foam tabs because of all the dimension on the background. I couldn't adhere it directly, so I needed a little bit of loft for that cluster, and so I'm using the foam squares to stick that down. And then I'm pulling out some of the printables and different pieces that I pulled to make some clusters. So I thought that where the photos meet at the top was a good place for a cluster, so I'm going to start creating that. I cut one of the circles from the print and cut files in half to put up in that cluster to kind of anchor it. And I'm putting down that happiness sticker from the Fancy Pants, is it Friends collection or something? Something with friend, best friend, I don't know. I'm going to use that especially love this it's from the what is it called? Cut apart sheet that's exclusive to the Scraptastic kit. And then I punched a hole in it so I could make it into a tag. And then I cut that word adventure from the Chamel paper. And I haven't gotten to use that side of the Chamel paper because I've just loved that tan calendar side so much. So I wanted to use a little bit of it here. And I'm outlining that, and I'm going to also outline the especially love this tag with that same gray pen. And then I just used a bit of crochet twine to tie the tag. I'm just gluing those down, just right above my title. And then I'm going to put the other half of that circle right above that. And I like the way that looks. So now I've got kind of that mustard color on my top cluster, on my bottom left cluster, and then I've got the little courageous tab on the right. So now I'm just writing my journaling, and it just says, the simple pleasure of just jumping over the waves is one of our favorite things about the beach. And the words the beach get a little squished there, but that's okay. And I'm using my Heidi Swap roller date stamp. I think I've used it on every layout I've made this month, or the month of October, and because I love it. And I pulled out some of the exclusive wood veneer stars, and I decided against them. The wood veneer just wasn't working for me on this page. So I've got that I love this moment die cut frame from the kit. It's from the Chicken Nitty die cuts, and I wanted to kind of put it right, balance the top happiness sticker with the bottom I love this moment frame. So I like the way that they're both kind of centered. And then, I put that little heart, or not heart, that circle with a star on it. That's from the Teresa Collins sticker sheet. And then I pulled out these stickers from Pink Paisley Solstice. They're from a past kit. I wanted to balance the Insta Love from the Heidi Swap glitter stickers, but the glitter is not the same color. It looks like it on the video, but in real life it just wasn't working for me. It's a little bit more blue, and so I end up taking that CA off, which stands for California. I do, however, put on 2 of those Freckled Fawn paper clips, one with a geotag at the top and one that says today at the bottom. And then I pulled out the printables from the This Life Noted kit for the month. If you're a subscriber to the Scraptastic kits, any of the kits, you get all of the print and cut files for all of the kits for free if you subscribe, so that's pretty cool. So this little star that I pulled out is from the This Life Noted kit. And even though it's not glittery, it still balances the tealness, which is, I'm making that a word, of the Insta Love for me. So that worked out well. And it also matches the star at the bottom, right above Adventure, on that little circle. So now I'm just pulling out my enamel dots. There's a little space to the left of Jump that I want to fill. Before I do that, I decide to put some black paint splatters on because you know how I love splatters. And this is actually warm calico from Studio Calico. And I'm just putting it near the two main clusters there. And then I'm going to try to take my glossy accents out to glue that Today clip down. These clips have given me a little bit of trouble. First of all, they were hard to get off the sticker or the sheet because of the heavy-duty adhesive that they use, and then also they bend pretty easily, and so they're cute, but they're kind of a pain. So I filled that little space next to Jump with 3 enamel dots, a gray, a yellow, and an aqua, and they're all from my Mind's Eye different collections. And I think that's going to finish up the layout. I'm going to pull out my flare again to see if I want to add anything. Nothing ends up working, but I'm going to go through all of it. I think you've seen me go through my flare several times this past little while. But none of them work, so I'll just end up throwing them back in the bucket. And I think that is going to complete the layout for me. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you enjoyed this process video. I had fun making it. I'm actually having a hard time trying to decide whether I'm going to start with my November kits. I did receive them in the mail, but I'm still loving this Heart It Races kit from Scraptastic October. So we'll see if my next video is October or November's kit, but I'm having fun with them anyway. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.